Okay, I'm plugged in right now. Oh, 8 out of 10. Also, I tried to do this last night, but uh it messed up, and then I was also really tired, so I was like, whatever. But then also, I said I was plugged in so that you would know why it fell if it does, but it probably won't because it never does. And then I tried to do this like 10 minutes ago, maybe, but I started it because I was going to be recording two things, and one of them I needed notes, and I was looking at an email that I sent myself so that I could transfer it from my phone to computer fast enough. Anyways, and the browser was updating, so I was like, okay, I'll just do that first. And then in the middle of that, it was done updating, and I was like, I'm not very far into this. I'll get that one done first. But anyways, I'm pointing that out because that part will probably be in the tomorrow's video on the other channel. But anyways, really wish I could have done this last night, but also wish that I don't because I was really tired. But also I've had more time to sit on it and confirm my rating of 8 out of 10, which was in the description so you didn't have to watch the video, and I also said it really close to the beginning of the video. Just need to get in, I keep forgetting to say it the second it starts. That's what I need to get in the habit of doing, but I always forget because I always have something else to say. But anyways, um, yeah, so I think this was like when I did it last night, I didn't check, and then because I forgot to, and then this time I didn't check because I forgot to. I think it was my second most anticipated movie of the year, though. But it was definitely in my top 5, or at least my top 10, but I'm pretty certain it was like number 2, maybe number 1. I don't know, but, um, yeah, so but like, I wasn't, like, I was looking forward to it, obviously, but like, in the way where I don't really look forward to anything anymore, but like, thinking of the mindset of if it turned out to be good, I'd be looking forward to it, but not expecting it to turn out good. Because, like, I mean, comedies nowadays, it's very not hit or miss. It's very rare to get a hit. Usually it's misses. Sometimes like less of a miss than others, but I mean, there really hasn't been a definitive comedy hit in a while. There might be some that people liked, but I can't think of one. And I'm talking like straight comedy, not like a something else. Like just like like the last one that I can think of is 22 Jump Street. Maybe I'm wrong, but so I wasn't. I don't know. Comedy is just kind of going downhill, and that's not even what's most popular anymore. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyways, nothing was going for this, and I mean the trailer looked okay, but it didn't look like it was going to pay off. And trailers don't mean anything. And I was really shocked when this had like a really high Rotten Tomatoes, and then it got to like 85, and then now it went down to 80, and then now it's at an 81. I think now. I think it was at an 80 last night, but good reviews. I was like, holy crap, because the directors, they've written a lot of crap, but their only other directorial time, I'm pretty certain, was Vacation, which was crap. Um, and so I just, they hadn't really done anything good. I mean, maybe they've written like a couple things, but I don't think that anything they've written by themselves has been good. I think it's when they collaborate that it's okay, and it's probably never not the reason that it's good. So I'm very shocked, but I know who John Francis Daly is, and then I know that he works with Jonathan Goldstein, but the writer is actually one of the writers of Accepted, which I own on DVD, and I set it next to my bed so that I'd remember to next to where I sleep, so I'd remember to watch it again because I haven't seen it in a couple years. But the last time I watched it, I really liked it. I believe he was the writer of that. I don't think there was another writer, but he was the writer of this, and so I mean, he's done a couple other things, but like that's probably the only other like comedy that he's done. And I mean, I don't know, I was hopeful. I thought it would be kind of funny and maybe well written, but just poorly directed. But no, honestly, the direction is probably my favorite part because I didn't think this was as funny as I wanted it to be. And honestly, not even that funny. It mostly worked. It's kind of like Keanu, except not as dark and funnier. But it's kind of like Keanu in the sense that I'm more interested in like the story and the characters and the crime aspect and like the drama aspect and like the thriller aspect and not so much the comedy. And it seems like that's what they were more interested in too. Same with Keanu, because like I think they were trying to throw in some jokes because that's what they do. But I think they were trying to make a crime drama. Um, but yeah, I mean this is that's a good example. If you like Keanu, you'll like this, but this has so much going for it. Like, it's probably my favorite movie of the year so far. I don't know if it's quite as good as Paddington 2, which is probably the best movie of the year so far, just because that is consistent all the way through. Not that this isn't consistent all the way through, it's just, I'll get into it in a second, but the direction is very good. I'm shocked at how good it is, actually, because, like I said, they hadn't really done anything good, but it was great in this. The performances were outstanding. I mean, they just had the best characters, and the performances were great, and the characters were so good. Not only were they good characters, but they were given enough screen time and developed and well-rounded, and you ended up liking all of them. And, like, they all had their moment. Like, there were 3 groups of 2 people, like 3 couples. You would expect one couple to fall by the wayside, but no. Each couple gets their amount of time, and to be honest, maybe it's just because, like, we got the gist of the Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, like, the main couple pretty quick, fast, pretty early on. That's the word, early. But I was more, that's what it is. I was more intrigued in the other 2 couples because I didn't know them as well, and they didn't have the setup in the beginning, and it wasn't about them. The stuff that they had going on made for some laughs, made for some interesting stuff, and just, yeah, the characters and their screen time and the performances added to them. I mean, this is kind of a spoiler, but a lot of kind of a spoiler, but a lot of movies do this. They kind of set up a sequel, like, not really, but, like, they didn't just end it cleanly. To be honest, if it's these characters again, and, like, it was a good enough story, I would be interested. Maybe. I mean, that's just how good this was. The writing was basically all around good, except the first 2 acts were really good, but then the 3rd act, I thought it was trying to do something, and it didn't really work that well for me. There was a specific thing that happened with a certain character on a bridge. That doesn't spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but if you have seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. And that was fine, but to be honest, I could have been okay if it ended there, and it just all tied into that. I see what they were going for with having it continue on, but I didn't need it to, and I hope I'm not really spoiling anything, but you didn't have to watch this because the rating was in the description and said at the beginning. So if it seems like a spoiler, or if you think you figured out what I'm trying not to spoil, I'm sorry. That's probably making it even worse. I hate this. I hate spoilers. I hate when I watch a review and I get spoilers. I get so frustrated. But then I just try to calm down and forget about it. Like, actually, like, forget. So that when I go in and it happens, I hopefully, like, am still surprised of anything. This is just making it even worse. But so, like, the final act got a little over the top. That's what it was. Over the top and different from the rest of the tone of the movie. Like, the rest of the movie was very well paced. Very just, I'm going to keep it short, good. And then it overextended its reach, like its grasp. And it didn't really work for me. It kind of got a little bit into, which you see a clip of it in the trailer, a little bit almost like, you remember the end of Fast and Furious 6 where, like, everyone's like, oh, that's impossible. I won't spoil it, but they're like, that plane was on the infinite track. Something like that, where, like, it wasn't bad, and the rest of the movie was okay. Fast and Furious 6 is a bad example. It's just because it was on a plane that I'm thinking of it. But, like, it wasn't bad. It just kind of felt out of tone with the rest, because then you're sitting there watching and you, like, know what's happening, but, like, this went to shit really fast. Anyways, the score. Most of the time, it sounded like a knockoff of Good Times' score. But there were a couple, like, there was this one scene that was all one shot, or, I mean, all set up to be all one shot. Very clear cuts, but it was still cool and impressive how much they did in one shot. I wish that scene would have had something like the rest of the score, but then, of course, that's the first scene that they decided to change up the score a little bit, and then we don't really hear anything like the rest of the movie. That also kind of ruined the final act for me, because they changed up the score a little bit. Like, it had been consistently this one sound, like, sounding kind of score, and then they switch it, and it was fine, but I just really liked the other one, because I felt like I was watching Good Time if it were more of a comedy, and that was just really intriguing. But yeah, so overall, very well directed, one of the stars of the show. I mean, everything was the star of the show, except I just got a text from my brother. And then outstanding. Oh my god, another text from my brother. And outstanding performances. Writing was great, except it wasn't that funny, and I would have liked it to be just a little bit funnier. Oh my god, Greg. That's my brother. You see him on the other channel a lot. Well, you hear him. He doesn't like to be seen. And just really well shot, and just I have no complaints except for a final act that kind of got a little too over the top for me, and a lack of laughs. I mean, they tried to have a couple big scenes, and that's where I think it fails. I would have rather to just go through this story and then have some laughs sprinkled in. Like, I didn't need the big scenes, and they were kind of spoiled in the trailer. So, I mean, unless the big scenes aren't spoiled in the trailer and they're just that good, but they were just like fine. One of them got my dad. I went with my dad and my mom. But, like, to be honest, the rest of my theater wasn't really laughing that much. And then there wasn't, like, I don't know, it just, when I left the theater, it didn't seem like people hated it, but it didn't seem like they loved it. And it seemed like they were, like, ready to go, but, like, they enjoyed it, but, like, wasn't funny, which is what most people go into this for. But in the end, it's not going to go to 12 minutes. I liked this enough that I want to go see it again in theaters, just to kind of confirm my thoughts, but also because I just want to see it again as soon as possible. 8 out of 10, like I said at the beginning. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Press that like button if you liked the video. Press that subscribe button if you like me. Comment below. Have you seen this? If you have, what you think about it? Sorry that this is so long. I'll get the rest of the stuff done eventually, hopefully within the next week, but probably not, because something will probably come up. Once again, thanks for watching. I think that's all the ones that I needed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.